Welcome to r/Ask Reddit, where we answer the question, Redditors who have won a lifetime supply of something, what was it and how long did it last? My stepdad won a lifetime supply of WD-40 in the 1990s. They sent him 4 16-ounce cans. He passed away in 2019, but my mom still has 2 cans left. I had the great fortune of winning free full-body massages for life, which worked out to 2 massages a week. It was really enjoyable, and I got addicted. I got to know everyone who worked there, and I experimented with all of them to find out who were the best. Eventually, I settled on 3 different staff members. They would even use me to train new staff for free because I spent so much time there. Those training massages never cost me anything or counted towards my 2 free massage limit. When the place closed down, I was reminded of how expensive massages can be. I haven't had one in a while, and I really miss it. When I was a kid, I won a lifetime supply of meat from a large butcher shop in my hometown. My dad entered my name one day, and a few weeks later, we got a call telling us we had won a custom BBQ pit and a monthly supply of meat and supplies for life. We got the pit a few days later, and every month we'd receive a foam ice chest of various beef cuts, sausages, and steaks, a couple dozen sodas, a bag of charcoal, lighter fluid, and a bag of whatever vegetables they had around or something. We were really poor at the time, so this was a blessing that could help the family out in huge ways. My dad would host a BBQ every weekend, sometimes multiple times a week. I remember sometime afterwards realizing that I hadn't felt hunger in days or even weeks, which was highly unusual for me. For years we continued to get the monthly supply. At one point, the amount of meat and sodas we got even doubled. We were having a hard time keeping up, but that's a great problem to have. I remember near the time I was going to high school, we got notified that the butcher shop had been bought out by a larger national chain. When I was a kid 30 years ago, my dad said he'd won free pizza coupons. I think it was Domino's, and he had a massive stack of these little business cards, each for a free large pizza. My dad said we had to be careful using them, though, so we would only use them occasionally. I remember my dad sometimes making me order the pizza and answer the door to get the free pizza, even though I was only 9 years old. Looking back, I'm pretty sure my dad didn't win those cards. He worked for a commercial printing company and wasn't exactly an upstanding citizen. This happened in the late 1990s. A local bar ran a wet t-shirt contest in which the girl who won would receive a lifetime of free drinks at the bar. They also had cash prizes for 2nd and 3rd place, which was a significant amount at the time. The result was a packed bar with lots of girls entering and plenty of guys spending money. My friend's girlfriend at the time, now his wife, won 1st place. She was thrilled and he was delighted. Within a couple of weeks, however, the building was condemned and torn down. It turns out the owners of the bar were aware that the building was going to be condemned and just wanted to have one last party. As a consolation prize for losing on a television game show, I was given a popcorn popper, a little girl's bicycle, and a lifetime supply of Dinty Moore beef stew. I gave the popcorn popper away as a Christmas present and sold the bicycle. When the beef stew arrived, it was only 1 case of 12 cans. After trying the first can, I realized that the other 11 would, in fact, last me a lifetime. I recently won a lifetime supply of donuts at a local bakery. This meant that I was entitled to up to a dozen donuts per day. Unfortunately, this only lasted for 2 years until the original owner passed away and his unkind son took over the business. Ryanair, a European budget airline, awarded its millionth passenger free flights for life. After 9 years, however, they retracted the offer, so the passenger took them to court. The judge awarded her €60,000 to purchase her own flights, and Ryanair had to cover her legal costs, which were more than 3 times that amount. Considering the relatively low cost of Ryanair flights, €60,000 could buy her at least 6 flights a year for the next 50 years. When I purchased my bicycle, the shop policy was that any new bike bought included complimentary tune-ups for life. Personally, I thought this was a great business decision, as it got me back into the store regularly to take advantage of my tune-ups, kept my bike running efficiently, which kept me as an active cyclist =active customer, and I also would often purchase parts/service beyond the tune-up when I was there. This was something I was glad to do, as I had a positive relationship with the shop due to this free tune-up offer. However, when the shop changed owners, they discontinued the tune-ups. even for people like me who had purchased their bike under these terms. Consequently, I no longer visit the store. I was fortunate enough to win the Cash for Life lottery about 10 years ago. This lottery awards $1,000 per week. Every year, I must send proof that I am still alive, and in response, they mail me a check for $52,000. My parents won a lifetime supply of toiletries, soap, toilet tissue, and some other stuff. Every 3 months, they mail in a coupon and receive another quarter's worth of supplies. The items are all of institutional grade quality, similar to what you would expect prisoners to use. I was fortunate enough to win a lifetime of free oil changes for my car during a sale at the dealership. They had a promotion where you had to take a photo with your pet, and the person who most resembled their pet won. I'm not sure if I should be delighted or anxious about that. What they neglected to mention was that the lifetime oil changes were only for the car I had, and I couldn't give it to anyone else. So when my dad took over my car loan, they dropped that little piece of information on us. It only lasted me for about 2 oil changes. I just received a lifetime supply of M&M candies. They sent an incredible 52 bags all at once. It was an incredibly generous gesture, and I'm overjoyed. My grandparents were gifted a lifetime subscription to Reader's Digest as a wedding gift. They were offered that, or some other magazine that went out of business a decade later, so they made the right call. Being a frugal family, they made the most of the subscription. After Grandma and Grandpa were done with each issue, they would pass it along to their siblings and their kids with a little round-robin system they had. They would share photos and updates of what everyone was up to, all passed along in a manila envelope. When it came back to the original sender, they would remove their items and put new ones in. They had been together for 62 years when Grandpa died, but Reader's Digest honored the subscription for an extra decade until Grandma passed away. I forgot how much was paid for it, but I'm certain the gifter got their money's worth. I was once the lucky winner of a year's supply of Pepsi from a local radio station. The contest involved finding specific serial numbers on a dollar bill and being the first to call in. The year's supply ended up being a single case. I purchased a lifetime membership to PureVPN, not won it. After only 5 years, they told me that I had only bought 5 years. I showed them the receipt, but they said that they no longer honor that. Thankfully, I had bought it through Stack Social, so when I reported that to them, they provided me with a different lifetime VPN provider instead. Screw paying monthly for something I hardly ever use. My father was fortunate enough to receive a lifetime supply of cat food. Unfortunately, they delivered it all in one go, and our cats didn't enjoy that particular flavor. We decided to donate it all to a local animal shelter, and they were overjoyed. I took my children to a pizza buffet when they had a coupon for a free kids' meal for getting good grades. Unfortunately, the cashier charged us for the meals. When the manager came out to fix the mistake, I told him he didn't need to worry about it and could just return the coupon. He handed us an entire stack of unused coupons, about 50 in total, connected together like a checkbook. We got free kids' meals until they obviously reached the age limit. My uncle has an amazing perk. He gets free Ben & Jerry's ice cream for life. He's been friends with the 2 founders since long before they opened their first shop. He has a card that says he can get pints or cones at any scoop shop in the area. He also gets decks of free pint coupons that he can use at grocery stores and gas stations. When Unilever bought them out, they tried to buy back all the free ice cream for life cards. It was a generous offer, but my uncle chose to keep his card. He's one of only a few to do so. 18 years ago, we won a lifetime of veterinary visits for my cat. They anticipated giving it to someone with an elderly pet, not a new kitten. Miraculously, the cat is still alive. The veterinary clinic has relocated and rebranded 4 or 5 times, but they are still honoring the award. Edit. Lifetime of routine checkups. Treatments and operations still had to be covered by us. I won a lifetime of free groceries at my local grocery store in a raffle. Every month they give me a digital $100 gift card, which is a great blessing. However, it doesn't even cover a week's worth of groceries. The promotion will end when the total amount given has reached $10,000. I still have around $4,000 left. When I was 13 years old in 1977, I won a contest for a lifetime supply of models from Revel. One day, a semi-truck pulled up to our house in a very quiet suburban neighborhood and unloaded 4 pallets of plastic models right in the driveway. There were hundreds of models, probably one of every item they offered at the time. I kept about 24 of them to keep me occupied for a year or so. My father helped by finding a local hobby store to buy the rest of the models at a very good price so we could get rid of them. He put the money into U.S. savings bonds for me, which I cashed out many years later to use for a down payment on my first new car. Receive 1 free movie rental from Blockbuster every week, and of course you know what that means. I won a lifetime supply of AA and ADA batteries from a major Canadian tech retailer around 2 decades ago. The thing is, batteries last for a long time, so there isn't much I need them for. Hypothetically, I could start a black market battery business by simply getting my free batteries and selling them to people in need, but it's just not worth the effort. Even getting the batteries isn't worth it. I have to type my name into their system, and there's a note by my name indicating that I get free batteries because I won a contest 20 years ago. Then they run and get their manager to look at it, as it seems suspicious. The manager then looks at it and asks me questions, and eventually they give me my free batteries. I was fortunate enough to win free Arby's for an entire year. I was sent $420 in gift cards as a reward. I was fortunate enough to win a year's worth of Pepperidge Farm Milanos when I was in college. My boyfriend and I devoured them all in a mere 3 months. Those 3 months were truly glorious. I'm acquainted with an individual who won a competition that provided them with free fuel for life many years ago. They receive a $100 gift card every month. I won a lifetime supply of Oreos. It was actually just 1 pallet full of Oreos, which amounted to approximately 1,000 pounds. I gave away so many Oreos. Whenever there was a party, I'd bring a bunch of Oreos. Whenever the break room needed snacks, I'd bring Oreos. Eventually, I donated around 400 pounds of Oreos to a shelter just to get them out of my garage. Just for fun, I called to inquire if lifetime meant my lifetime, and if I had already finished off the pallet. They said the pallet would last a reasonable person their whole life. That was a bit of a bummer, but I think that's typically how these types of promotions work. Edit. To those saying I should sue for more, the full pallet taking up garage space was more of a burden than the benefit of always having Oreos. I don't need it again. I didn't necessarily win, but I did manage to purchase a lifetime membership at one of my favorite nightclubs/concert venues early in the pandemic. They released a limited amount of these memberships as a fundraiser for the COVID crisis, and they sold out quickly, so it feels a bit like I won. The membership came with free entry for me and a guest, coat check, and 2 free drink tickets at every event at the venue, even sold-out ones, for life. A couple of years out, I have already gotten more value than the cost I paid. I'm still on the list for every event, and most of the staff there know me partly because I'm there a lot, and also because I tip well on those drink tickets. I will often just drop by for random events/artists I've never heard of, or just dip in for a half hour at a sold-out event with a door cover of $50 or more, just to say hello to some friends. I imagine that someday the venue will close up shop and my lifetime membership will close with it. When I was in elementary school, I was given the choice of a lifetime supply of chocolate milk or a cruise vacation. My parents selected the cruise vacation, even though I wanted the chocolate milk. They went on the trip without me, which really hurt my feelings. Now that I'm financially independent, I travel every month, and I always remind them of that when they ask me to bring them along. Edit. At my school, we had a milk program where I would get a small carton of chocolate milk with my lunch every day. If you opened the carton and it mooed, you would get a prize. Here's a reference for the milk carton. https://images.costcobusinesscenter.ca/image delivery/image profile @ $1202791 and image @ $1371261 __1 and recipe name $350. I had a friend in college who won a lifetime supply of Gillette razors. They sent him a single shipment of Mach 3 razors and refill cartridges. It was a generous amount, but it would be difficult to get through all of them in one lifetime. My mom almost ate the white M&M that they promoted around 25 years ago. If you find it, send it in and you'll get a lifetime supply of M&Ms. They sent us a voucher pack, but almost no store would accept it. Nonetheless, we managed to get through the lifetime supply in about 1 month, considering there were 8 siblings, probably for the best though. When I was a kid, I won a contest online which included a lifetime supply of Hubba Bubba bubble tape. I think it was about a dozen boxes of gum. They also sent me a small boombox and hockey jersey with the Hubba Bubba logo on it. I got bored of it pretty quickly, and it had a limited shelf life. A friend and I wound up using it all for a school project where we had to make a model of the town from the book The Outsiders. We made the entire model out of gum, and it was disgusting. Our jaws got sore from chewing all the gum, so we wound up dipping it in water instead. Our teacher deducted points from us for a lack of creativity. 20 years later, and I'm still pretty mad about that. Wow, I was not expecting this to get so many responses. I should clarify that we lost points because it wasn't creative enough. Reading these responses really validates my anger. LOL. Stay golden, everyone. I once worked a job that had me purchase Subway sandwiches for mobile working crews and let me keep the tickets, when you could fill the card up for free sandwiches. All the tickets were numbered and purchases were valid. After 2 years, I had enough tickets and receipts to redeem multiple sandwiches daily for at least 6 months if I wanted, and I was still accruing more. I started filling the cards and giving them to friends to have a free lunch. Within 1 month, my friends and I were banned from every Subway in a 5-mile radius in Los Angeles. They put our pictures up on the wall and refused to honor the stamps, no matter who brought them in. Inside of another 2 years, Subway corporate canceled the stamps altogether and no one would accept them. I couldn't even give them away to a food bank or the homeless people to get a free sandwich. Thanks, Subway. My mother purchased a Toyota Yaris several years ago and the dealership was running a Tires for Life promotion. She is able to receive free tires whenever she needs them. However, she must have all of her maintenance work done at the dealership and the deal will not transfer if she sells the car. The dealership did not offer the promotion for very long, and she was recently informed that she is the only remaining participant from the promotion. I didn't win a lifetime's worth, but I did win a year's worth of non-perishable food. Every month we would receive 2 or 3 large boxes filled with various non-perishable food items. It lasted for approximately 9 months before something changed with the company behind the scenes. A few months after the year was up, they got back in touch with us and told us we still had 3 months of credit. So we told them to surprise us. This all happened years ago, and we still have some of it left. I was lucky enough to win a year's worth of coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. They gave me a coupon book containing 4 coupons for each month of the year. My partner won a year's worth of Vans shoes. They sent him 4 vouchers with a 99% discount. I won a lifetime supply of mini chocolate milk cartons during a milk day at school. It was in 2007 and I'm still getting milk shipped to me. My fiancé drinks it because I have grown to dislike milk. If you opened a carton of milk and it mooed at you, you had to call the number on it and report that you had mooing milk. LOL. I once won a €5,000 one-year voucher at a pizza place. It lasted me an entire year and I spent the last €75 on the very last day. It was definitely a great experience. I didn't actually win a year's supply of Hot Pockets, but when I was 17, I bit into one that had no filling. So I sent an email to the company pretending to be my mom and complained about it. To my surprise, they replied and sent me a golden coupon that was valid for 1 year. I ate so many Hot Pockets that I ended up hating them and haven't had one since. My parents did something awesome twice in a short period of time. The first was at a fair when I was in high school. They advertised it as a lifetime supply of ice cream sandwiches. They ended up giving us 100 boxes all at once, right there on a warm July day. My mom was only able to collect at the end of the day, so there weren't that many people to hand them out to. We got home and had about 60 left after giving away as much as possible and fitting the rest in our freezer. I played lots of sports, so I ate a lot, and my parents said I could eat as much as I wanted anytime I wanted. I went through 60 boxes in a couple of months. It was a great time, but not so great for my weight. The second was when they bought an expensive microwave about a year later and won a 5-year supply of microwave popcorn. It was pretty much the same thing. We got a huge box with about 200 packages, and I was told to eat as much as I wanted. After living in a house that smelled like popcorn for a few weeks, my parents just threw the rest in the garbage. I was lucky enough to win a year's worth of Tombstone pizza when I was a kid. It was part of a Coca-Cola bottle cap promotion. I received 52 coupons that I could redeem at the grocery store for a free pizza each time. My mom won a lifetime supply of Surf the washing powder. Basically, we got 72 8-kilogram boxes all at once on a pallet from some kind of raffle competition. We ended up selling 60 boxes for about 10 pounds each to corner shops and splitting the rest with some family. She didn't have enough room and didn't even remember entering the competition itself. There was also a bunch of washing liquids and other items from the rest of their range, one of each type too. When I bought my car, I was promised lifetime free oil changes. Unfortunately, when the dealership changed ownership, the new owners did not uphold that agreement. I was one of the lucky ones to win a year of free food from Chula, a fast casual Indian restaurant. They gave out a coupon book with 52 cards for free meals to the first 100 customers at any location. When I saw that the line was short on my way to work, I called everyone in the office to get in line. For the next year, all of our business meetings were held at Chula. The company paid for meals for those who ran out of coupons, didn't have them, or when we hired new staff. The food was ideal since there was something on the menu for everyone, no matter if they followed a vegan, paleo, gluten-free, or any other diet. Even now, we still use them for company catering because everyone loves the options. I won a year's worth of movies from 7. 11 when they held a McDonald's-style contest back in the early 2010s. They sent me $1,300 in gift cards for Cineplex, which was enough for a couple to go to the movies once a week. With points cards and club memberships, I stretched those gift cards out for 3 years. To be fair, there aren't 50 movies a year that I want to see in a theater. My father played a game on teletext in the past and won a lifetime supply of some beer. Unfortunately, they deceived him and only sent him a party keg. My dad was a programmer, so he wrote a program which played cards on teletext for him. If the program was about to lose due to bad cards, it would automatically quit the channel and log in again for the next round. The program was running day and night, and after a few weeks he had won numerous TV sets, video cameras, cruises, you name it. Eventually, the organizer of the game blocked my father out, which was unlawful, so he took legal action against the company which organized the game and reached an agreement. They paid him an amount of approximately $10,000 and he never played again. So instead of a lifetime supply of beer, he got a lot of items, and this is why I, as a teenager, had my own video camera, which at that time was so expensive that people had to rent them. I won a year's supply of Chipotle entrees once. It came as a stack of 52 cards with a gilded farmer embossed on one side and a unique code on the other. At the time, they didn't limit what I put on these freebies or when I used them, so I gave away a lot to friends, family, and the occasional homeless person, and encouraged everyone to add guacamole and double the meat to make the most of it. I kept one as a keepsake, which I still think I should frame. I won a year's worth of chicken from a Lebanese chicken restaurant. I was delighted at the prospect of free chicken for a year, especially when it came with enough garlic dip to keep even Dracula away. But upon reading the fine print, I realized it was only $20 per week for 52 weeks. You could easily spend $30 to $40 on one person's meal in one sitting. When a new tropical smoothie cafe location opened in our neighborhood, they ran a promotion for complimentary smoothies for a year for the first 50 people in line on opening day. My husband made me stand in line for 3 hours before they opened. We were 24th and 25th in line. The complimentary smoothies for a year was limited to one smoothie per week. Still, we each had 52 free smoothies. Not a bad deal. I once waited in line for the grand opening of McDonald's. The first 100 people got a whole year's worth of free fries. I was number 3 in line, and I got a box of 365 coupons for a free medium fry. We gave away more than 200 of them. This was about 13 or 14 years ago. I didn't actually win anything, but I did get a great deal when a company near me went out of business. They had boxes of staples with 5,000 in each box. I ended up with more than 10 boxes, so I got a total of 50,000 staples. When I was 11 years old, I won a lifetime supply of Cheerwine, a local cherry soda, from a children's television channel. They brought 2 pallets of soda and unloaded it in my parents' garage. We still had some of it in the garage when we moved out. I had a gym membership that was advertised as a lifetime membership, but it actually only lasted for 2 years. I assumed that it would be valid for my lifetime, not theirs. Not me, but my grandpa won a lifetime supply of Altoids back in the early 2000s. They sent him a box containing around 200 tins, and that was it. I remember when we went to his house, he gave me around a dozen of them. Also, when the Moe's restaurant opened up near me a couple of years back, my brother staked out overnight with some friends. The first 100 customers were rewarded with a year's supply of burritos. They gave him a card that could be used for one free burrito per day for a year. I think he went nearly every day for 3 weeks straight and hasn't been back since, haha. That was r/Ask Reddit, and if you've made it all the way here, I would love to hear from you. I am new to making videos, so please let me know if there is anything you think I could do to make these videos better. If you liked this video, hit that subscribe button. I put out new Reddit videos every single day.